Who's first? Who's first?
We shall see here momentarily who gets there first.
My comments. There we go.
I have a bet.
Matt. I think it's Matt. Maggie.
Possibly.
Matt. Starts with an M.
Brand.
Initials are MB.
Oh, this is still uploading. Okay, we'll see if this works out at all.
Damn. Hey, let's stall for time.
Estella did it. Estella got there first. Oh, well done. You beat all. You had a little bit of an advantage. Yeah. That is the first real comment. Oh, we're gonna start with Simple Heart, which is the one that does this one. Yes.
Yum! I'm so excited about these beers.
Yes, I'm stoked on the.
What are we starting with? They have it behind the bar, just so I can ask them.
Simple Heart.
Okay.
Hola. All right. Well, this is really cool. We have our baker's dozen already. Let's.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, audience. Let's fire it up, and hopefully this slideshow will actually load before we want it. Anyways, here we go.
Fire it up.
Beer.
Well done, Abel. That is freaking great, man.
Das Abel.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to the Indie Beer Show. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This is our second anniversary show. And really,
we did it.
We did it. We've made it 2 years. Really, this is about you guys. We're just so thankful that we latched on and found an audience, and we were able to make it through 2 years, especially with how this year's been, which is just loco to put it into 4 letters. But let's do some housekeeping. Estella was first tonight, so shout out to you, lady, for being first commenter. You beat Bob by, I don't know, it only reports the minute marker, so I don't know how much you beat him by, but like 10 seconds. Hello, Hello, Garen. Matt's drinking hot food. Good job, sir. Mike Sahagan, hola to you, sir. Thank you for joining us, Nick. Dan Diegos, cheers to you, man. Hey. Appreciate you joining us. Candace Bobineau, of course, is here as well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Garen stopped into Bine and Vine. Smooth freaking move there. Nick, he works for me. Thank you for being here and wishing us a happy anniversary. No, Garen, we are not drinking for Loco, but I have. So
stay out of dragon fruit.
Yes, indeed. That's great, man. Yes, as Estella just said, get the fucking beer ready. But before we jump into our first beer of the night, really, I wanted to kind of refresh everyone what we're doing with Patreon moving forward. We're not going to change our rates in any way. Obviously, with the pandemic, we're incredibly thankful for anyone that can support us financially. It's wonderful and amazing that you guys have been able to so far, and we look forward to returning that with kindness. But COVID fucked us all up this year. We had wonderful plans, and we started off with a good head of steam where we were for the Mug Club and some of our bigger supporters, we were recording extra weekly content. And that is really easy to do when you can get the 4 of us in a room and we can sit around with microphones and hang out. It's a lot harder when we began being on lockdown and in separate residences and haven't been in the same room with each other since March 12th-ish, 10th-ish, something like that. And so because of that, next year's reward for being in the Mug Club will be an actual fucking mug. Wow!
Oh my God!
Giant
mug.
So giant 16 ounce coffee cup. They'll be in about a month at the most, but hopefully sooner. COVID also screwed up manufacturing times for branding stuff, but also everyone that was in the Mug Club this year will get one. So if you continue to stay in the Mug Club moving forward, you'll get a set of mugs. So, like, for example, maybe the Bobinos want to stay as a supporter, and then they would get a set, and they both have a coffee cup. And I think it's the perfect gift for 2020, so you can hide all the booze that you're drinking while you're on all of these virtual meetups that you have to do for work and school.
Tinder.
If you're in either, and so maybe you're incarcerated and you have to talk to the judge. I don't know. I'm not judging.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge.
So thank you for everyone that stayed in the Mug Club and higher when we weren't able to provide what we intended to provide you, and we wish you will stay. And we also added a really cool new feature as well, which is that you can pay for your membership in an annual chunk. And if you do that, you will get a 9% discount, which means that you get a month for free. So if you are someone that likes to pay your support annually, you can totally do that now as well. And that happened this afternoon as we are marking the end of season 2 and the beginning of season 3. So next week with California Wild Ales, that'll be the first episode of season 3 for the Indie Beer Show, which will be really, really fun. So we have to start with a giveaway. And so made new stickers. Here, let me make myself a little bigger. So layout, yes. So this time,
look at those beautiful stickers.
So this time I went with the die cut, and we also paid the super extra for the little kiss cut so that you can peel it off really easy.
Yeah.
Just because stickers are super important to be high quality, and so the first person that can tell me what brewery was on the show last week in our comment land will win the first sticker pack of the night. And
I know.
We got tons of stuff.
Can we answer?
No.
Damn it.
You've already won some stickers, Estella. I promise.
Not
But the episode hasn't been published yet. So if you guys, this giveaway kind of more plays to our live audience that was here last week. When you remember, first person to comment,
She knows.
the guest from last week will win some stickers. Close, man, very close. All of you, you like skipping a week, but it's cool that you guys were paying attention a little bit.
Wait,
too.
Are you specifying if it was the last episode that was released as a podcast or the last episode that we shot?
The last episode we shot last week. Not and yes, I'm running around on my computer.
Matt.
One of the bakers doesn't.
Hey, look, I think Cody got it.
Yay!
Oh, Cody got it.
Cody. Woo, Cody.
Yay, Cody.
That's really awesome that Cody from Beer Night in San Diego won the first sticker pack. Good job, Cody. I will
have a
mail
follow-up
those out to you.
He must be an audio guy.
He must be.
What's the first cold box you're going to stick one of these stickers on?
The first cold, for me, the first cold box I fucking run into. I don't get out anymore, so it might be a while before I get. No, I take it back. I put it on my cold box. Does that count? It's on my. The only place this sticker has been stuck is my beer fridge, because no one else has one.
Right.
That's how exclusive they are. They have never left this table. Right.
I was going to say we don't even have them yet.
Not yet. But you will. Yeah. So
I still got the old stickers, the one that you gave me on a big old strip. And I had to peel it off.
Labels, yeah. So they were labels, and so we're getting into beer one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
finally, I've been staring at this bottle a while. Very excited to open it. Mm-hmm.
Total gusher on my side. Be careful.
Oh.
Whee.
Went pretty well.
All right.
There we go, guys. Cool.
Home at home right now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It killed me. So I nailed it perfect. Got the gusher. I don't know if you guys are familiar with when a beer will gush on you a little bit. It's not supposed to happen at your computer.
Oh.
Or on your computer.
Yeah.
Don't ever have on the computer.
On the computer desk. So I have recovered. Thank you. Thank you, Mom, for wishing us beer pod.
I was going to say, is that your mom?
It is my mom, and it's cool.
My mom shows up to my
beer podcast. I actually, I'm just being silly. I love my mom. She's an amazing person, and I appreciate.
Can't curse anymore, Brian. You can't curse anymore.
That's not true. She knows me really well.
She knows you too well. Okay.
Yeah. So
you got your mom on it. I've got like a Today Show thing happening, in that I have doors over here with windows, and my dog's pressed up against the window watching me like it's like the morning news or something. Really
that's awesome.
You like the monkey in the zoo.
Yes.
Oh, he's also got a sign that says "Help."
Very important. So, Home Brew Co. Thank you for showing us the bottle earlier. They, while I was dying, they just started going down the road of mixed fermentation and long-term fermentation beers. They've actually been experimenting with small stuff. If you are familiar with Home Brew Co. with the shed out back, that's where this program started. And these are their first bottle releases. The first one, Simple Heart, a Brett conditioned saison. This is totally Brandon's wheelhouse.
Yes.
What are you thinking so far on first sip? What's your first impression?
I really am enjoying it. It's got aggressive Brett to me, in that you get it doesn't go to that bad plastic land, which is great. But it gets you. You're nearing the point where it's just like out of control Brett, which I like. But the beer itself is very balanced, so you get all those flavors that you want when you want to have like a really nice, just spicy, and super dry finish because of the Brett. It's all here. Plus, there's great fruit notes from the saison that went in there in the first place. So it's a nice balance of two things. I would have thought they'd been, trial running this beer for a long time. But this is the first draft of it, though, right?
Absolutely. This is the first release from this program. I think the only thing Brandon didn't touch on is it's got a really dry finish for this type of beer from the Brett bottle conditioning.
Perfect. Thank you.
But otherwise,
Really nice.
Brandon nailed the description. It's gorgeous. I'm really bummed that my cat is licking some off the floor right now. I mean, kudos to him. But I'm
sharing it. I'm sharing it with a bunch of people, which makes me happy, because usually I'm like, I don't want to open this by myself at home. So there's a bunch of people here. I'm at Thorn Mission Hills, so we got more people coming later. So I was like, yes, please come drink with me. Thank you.
It's somebody's first day, right?
Support Thorn. It's Layla's first day here. Yeah. She's going to be here Thursdays.
Layla.
She's going to be here Thursdays now. So she's like, you want to come and record today? And I was like, yeah. All right, let's go.
That's amazing.
Great place to spend the anniversary show. Awesome.
Yeah. So I hadn't been back here since we recorded the show here, Brian.
Well, that's rad.
Yeah. So
that little tasting room has a lot of character, and I could see where it'd be really fun to hang out there with the right people.
So they still have the skee ball?
It is. I don't think it's open though. There's.
I was gonna say because of COVID. No, that was a scary.
Yeah, there's like I just looked over. There's like stools on top of it, on top of them. But yeah, there's 2 skee balls.
Wait, there's stool on top.
Yeah, people don't
not that
play.
kind of stool.
No stool jokes on the beer pod.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know why, but that reminds us it's time for another freaking giveaway, and that's what this episode is just going to be. Never-ending barrage. This is going to be for a Wooden Nickel to Latchkey Brewing. If you guys aren't aware of this awesome program they have going
Facebook.
on,
You can
right now you can buy wooden. Well, they can't call them wooden nickels. We can. They can't. Obviously.
We call them that. Yeah.
Nickel beer cease and desist everywhere.
This is a reservation for a beverage at Latchkey. Matt Babineau is the only listener so far that has won one of these. But right now, Garen Varner. No, yeah, I mailed it to him. But right now, Garen Varner just won one, and we've got 5 more to give away. One of them's going to go to a patron who may or may not even be listening. So already, Cody and Garen, you guys are winners. Congratulations,
Cody.
And
I like Garen. I like him both.
Garen, one of our needs more generosity from us. He's just a genuinely awesome guy, and again, more than doubled his support through Patron after unfortunate passing of Larry in his honor,
Yeah.
which
And then
is
he-
just amazing.
He goes to the food bank every week and volunteers his time. Him and Sarah, like,
Yeah, they're
come on,
exceptional
dude,
humans.
you're freaking awesome. You guys are freaking awesome. So yeah,
There you
there's
go.
the beer.
Applause.
Drink that beer like we're right there next to you, friend. There you go.
Yeah, fast before we can get to it.
And for those listening, if you guys have a memory or some moment from our first couple of years that you want to point out that was awesome or touched you or opened your eyes to a new beer or a brewery or anything, feel free to comment in the side, and we'll make sure that we get those comments on the air later as it goes in.
Shenanigans welcome.
Yes, exactly. Shenanigans are actually encouraged tonight. And tonight's going to be a much shorter show than our normal 2-hour marathons. We're literally just going to Gatling gun you guys with appreciation and prizes and talk about a couple things about the show and then get off and have an early night for us. That'll be our present to ourselves. Will be an early night. But we really appreciate you guys joining us to mark this momentous occasion.
I have a surprise for you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where's the stripper?
I'm like, this took a lot for me to pull off, but I reached out to somebody and they want to jump on and say hello really quick. So you should see the person on in a minute, Brian, so you can let them in.
Secret fucking guest.
Yeah, so you can let them in. And this is somebody that I feel needed to be here tonight. So he should come on any second now. So
cool.
But anyway, let's continue. That's
great. We'll see who our surprise guest here is in a moment. So what the sheet is telling me I need to do next is super important, and that's talk about some of the statistics of the show. We like numbers. I often try to grill any guest on the show about their fermentation and their brew house, and just statistics are cool. And so I just thought it would be nice to talk about some of the nicer things for us that have happened during the show. So the first thing is, we have published 88 episodes. No, that wasn't our goal. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Way to point it out. COVID happened and we missed a bunch of episodes. I expected to be at episode 100 by now, but who the hell cares? We did what we did, and we had fun doing what we did. So in those 89 episodes, we have had over 62,000 downloads. That's mind-blowing to me.
That's real.
Thank you guys. That's not.
It took me a lot of time to download all those, but I did it, guys. I did it.
One of
Just refresh, kept doing it. I listened on my car. I listened at work.
One of the amazingly awesome things about modern podcast statistics is they are stingy as fuck now. So you used to be able to play, stop, and that would count for 2 or 3 views. That's not how it works anymore. There's algorithms in the background that are now counting that as 1 play. And I'm blown away by that. In if you look at our statistic tree, it's just like this. I guess it's more like this. Normally up is this way. So but everything's backwards when you're filming yourself. So thank you. Thank you, listeners.
Spreading the word.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you.
Exactly. Cheers to listeners. Cheers to listeners.
Cheers, friends.
And then because we're just about our community and stuff, I also wanted to kind of go over the top 10 episodes of all freaking time.
Okay.
So we're gonna, and this is based on download statistics, and I'm not gonna say who had exactly what freaking amount of downloads, but number 10 was the original women's show, Estella. So congratulations there.
Thanks, guys.
From when the Indie Beer Show first started, a tradition Estella brought from our past show was she does an annual women's only show, and this was the first one. And then coming at number 9 was our mobile West Canning show. Corey was a great guest, just a wealth of knowledge, and it was really enjoyable hanging out with him.
I learned a lot and had a lot of great beers. They just came with It's
Fire.
just an amazing assortment of
A
beers I would have
plethora.
never thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, wines
Yeah.
and everything.
Mhm.
But I really learned a lot on that show, and I don't learn a lot usually.
Not even if someone's yelling at me. And then number 8, one of the funnest shows from our side was the Live at O'Brien's freaking beer dinner.
Oh, that was so good.
When we didn't even know that we were going to have a beer dinner. We thought we were going to record a podcast with
we just thought we were going to drink like usual.
We thought we were just going to hang out with Tyson.
Yeah.
And have some beers and talk about O'Brien's. And then, no, that's not good enough for him. He turned it into a complete beer dinner, which we were not upset about. And it was amazing.
And a Sierra Nevada Celebration Fest.
Oh, yes,
it
was. Yes, it was.
It was really amazing night. Then number 7 might be our most educational episode, which was Brewery Startup Financials 101. This was a very early episode 13 to be specific, and we had on Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah. Yeah. Oh, I love her. I love her.
And at the time, the owners of Thunderhawk and the owner of Original 40, and we were comparing the finances between a nano brewery and a very fancy brew pub that Original 40 ended up being, and just a really great episode. And I'm glad that it's still ranking. It's really cool. Coming in,
me and Abel got us some real zingers at that show. It's a little before our time, but
I was going to say.
So far, all these episodes, I have not been on either one of them.
Well, God.
That means
we're 7 in so far. Cool.
Gotta make that money,
we're only 4 in, Abel, and but that's okay. Coming in at number 6 was our original San Diego Beer Week preview. So this would have been a Beer Week preview for 18. We also did one last year, but this particular episode was 18, which is cool. Coming in number 5. Mission Valley Craft Beer and Food Festival live show.
What?
Yes,
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Mission Valley Craft Beer and Food Fest.
What started my career, if you want to call it, or my entanglement with craft beer, Mission Valley Craft Beer Food Festival was the first event that I was invited to cover as a photographer and a blogger, and that actually started my head dive into what ended up being this show. So thank you, Mission Valley Craft Beer Food Festival.
Thank you.
RIP. We love you, and you'll be missed heavily.
We're going to try to find a different venue. We are, but as of right now, there's nothing in Mission Valley. So
they're tearing down the stadium starting like next week. So I can see why that would be difficult to throw a festival.
You also have this thing called COVID happening too.
Oh, that whole thing too.
Yeah, the large gatherings and all.
That minor thing. So we're up to number 4, which is Virgin Beer Co. The first episodes we did with them. This was right as Matt was on his way out as president of the San Diego Brewers Guild. And damn it, I was reading and I missed whatever was that. But so that was number 4 was Virgin Beer Co. Number 3, I actually spoke to them last night, which is Quaff. We had them on to celebrate.
Hey, I was there for that one.
Yeah. We saved
I told you 7 in, then I got it.
We had them on to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and a wealth of information as well in that episode about their past and their rich history, and being like the brewing minor leagues of San Diego County. Number 2, and maybe the most unexplainable on the list, but it's still cool, but unexpected, Beach Grease. Still number 2
That shit got controversial
of all time. So
that was the best editing. That was the best editing episode I ever had to deal with.
I was
that was so much fun.
Was that the most editing you ever had to do for a show?
So much, and it was fun to listen. Just to hear Brian get yelled at for not knowing who he is. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, well, I like when he threw down. He's like, you know what qualifies you for anything, Brian? Brian he's like ready. It's like I get asked this all the time. Let me tell you. It was like, remember back in 2016 when it was Trump and Hillary, and they would do the anytime somebody would ask her for a qualification, she would tell you like, boom, she was ready to go. She'd tell you like, here's what I did my entire life to get to this point. Brian just reeled it off, and it was like oh. Well, I can't really argue with that.
and
I guess you're pretty awesome, Brian.
I didn't mean to smack down a brewery owner, but
I'm glad you did, because it was awesome.
There was a lot of beers had that night.
Yeah,
a lot of beers, and I don't think he knew how much we drank, but he found out that night.
Yeah, we apparently we pushed him beyond his normal daily intake, and we've talked since, and everything's been cool, but that night some feathers were ruffled, and because we're just true to it, we published it.
Yeah.
And apparently that drama played, because again, the number 2 episode of all time, and then the number 1 episode of all time, and it's really not that close. It's about 20% more downloads than any other episode. Society Brewing. And so where Abel currently works, where Brandon used to work, Oktoberfest coming. I don't know that it's a coincidence, but it was right when they were transitioning into their current business model. Right when they had signed with Scout Distribution, they were bringing in the canning line. And so there was a lot to talk about. And that episode was a wealth of information and probably the biggest update to society's business model and to the public of all time, that time of transition. I'm not saying our show was integral in any way. It was just informative. Just a lot happened for society right then, probably more active then even when they originally launched. So thank you, San Diego, for deciding what our best shows were. And again, number 1, Society Brewing. Number 2, Beach Grease. Number 3, Quaff. Number 4, Virgin Beer. Number 5, Mission Valley Craft Beer and Food Festival. San Diego Beer Week preview came in 6th. Brewery Startup Financials 101 was number 7. Live at O'Brien's 8. Mobile West Canning number 9, and the Original Women's Show coming in number 10 for the top 10 episodes in the Indie Beer Show history. So thank you guys. I really like that. Yeah. We have a memory from Candace, and here we go. Candace's favorite memory was when we did our live show at Sin Fronteras in Mexico. For those of you that don't know or don't remember, we ended up taking a party bus down to Rosarito and had exactly, I can't say it. Although I did pull off a pretty good Spanish introduction to the show.
Shut the fuck out of me. I'll tell you that.
Enough that it warped Stella's little mind. But, I really enjoyed it too as well. I have not been back to Mexico since that show. And just a series of normal events, and then COVID happened, and I'm not going anywhere, let alone another country. And that's for their protection. We suck right now, but that episode was really fun. It sucks that it's not the same place it used to be, and it doesn't have the same environment. But that location at that time was fucking amazing, on the cliffs overlooking the water, recording a podcast outside. There was 3 food vendors within the complex that all had amazing freaking tacos and rice and beans and everything. It was a great trip and a wonderful memory. Thank you so much, Candace. It was really
cool. I want to do something like that again.
Yes,
we will. We will.
Yeah, we have to. As soon as we can have people together again, we're gonna have people together again. Like we're maybe not the first day, but certainly it's if it gets to the point where we can have 20 people inside, I can't wait to hang out with our friends and family members again and do a live show or a bottle share or Tom Bien or do it all of it at the same time. But let's get some housekeeping in just to make sure everyone hears me say thank you for showing up. Jared, yes, thank you, sir, for recognizing that during San Diego Beer Week, we do have a lot of fun, and doing our live podcasts they will be again, but some of our most rewarding experiences. Getting not only just getting to interact with the fans, but they are so unpredictable. you cannot prepare for what some random person is going to say when they walk past you at a beer festival. It's really fun. It's really fun. Mr. Babino loves stats. That's really good. I'm glad. I was glad I could help you out there. Karen, Armando says happy anniversary. Thank you, sir. We love you. Congrats on tacos, El Mero Mero. I still have only had your food once, and that is a shame. And
Right
it
there.
is. Yeah, oh well, hi. Hi. Right there. No, right there.
Oh wait.
There. No, there.
Armando.
Hello, Armando. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That's right.
Was that our guest appearance? Was that it? Was that the guest appearance?
No. Is anybody on, Brian?
We should guess who it is.
You would have seen.
Okay. Just. He said, "Did I win?" He said, "Did I win?"
You can.
No. Okay. So this person is currently on an airplane, which is why it's a little bit more difficult for him to,
Ooh, it's a guy. It's a him.
It's a him.
We've nailed it
All right.
down.
It's a him.
Is he going to Hawaii?
That's really cool.
I was serious.
Troy, hello. Never cheer, but I take it back. I think you should cheer when you're in the leader in the hosen.
Ooh, look at that! Look at him.
I agree with Jared. The Fest beer from Society. I drank one last night when I was talking to Quaff. Amazing! It turned out so good. I know you had a lot to do with it, Abel. So thank you. That was very, very, very good. Same with Troy, who's in the audience. Thank you for everything you did that helped make Fest beer the best. Even though I think mainly you helped package it, but whatever. It's still
important.
He still helped. He still helped.
He still helped, exactly. Yep.
I couldn't get it if he didn't package it, so there you go.
Hi, Stina, and yes, we cannot wait until we're hanging out. Stephen, thank you for the well wishes. I really appreciate it. He's one of the owners of Pariah Brewing, if you don't know. So we've got to give away more shit. So I'm going to give right now. I'm going to give a sticker pack and a wooden nickel to a random patron. And I'm going to pick the patron by dropping this pin. And the winner is Joseph Sokor.
So scientific, guys.
That's right, exactly.
Joseph
Sokor, congratulations. You won a wooden nickel, which is a reserved beverage at Latchkey Brewing, and also a sticker pack of our new Indie Beer Show stickers that are die cut. So congratulations to you, Joe. Nice. I know that you will treat it well, and what I mean by treat it well, I mean stick the sticker on something cool and drink this beer in good faith. And no, it's not free beer. We have to be clear. This is paid for. Like the show went to Latchkey and purchased beers for our future fans to enjoy. So
remember to tip. Always tip your bartenders,
especially during freaking COVID. Be nice to people. God dang it. Okay, so this is going to be like the only remotely serious part of our show. I was actually contacted by 3 different people this week in completely random people that I don't believe even know each other. But 3 different people asked us to discuss what we're doing to protect ourselves from COVID because they see us on social media and it looks like we're out everywhere and we're doing a bunch of shit. So I thought I would start with Brandon, who is probably on the strictest restrictions, let's say, from his governing body, his doctor. But Brandon, let's start with you. What are you doing to protect yourself right now during COVID?
Well, so having lupus, I'm immunocompromised to the point where my doctor has actually said I can't be out around folks, especially in more mass gatherings, like groups of people. It could be like whatever, but in retail establishments and things like that, I can't go anywhere until there's a vaccine and it's started to matriculate into the population. So I'm on like around day 180-ish. I know I'm like 6 months in. Like about right now is about 6 months in of not leaving the house. The only thing I do is go run every day and come right back. I run with my mask. Make sure when I ever see somebody, I like go beyond 6 feet away and just try to be polite to them. But that's what I got. So I'm very safe, and I don't think my social media really looks like I'm too busy.
No, I think often we as a group get combined in people's minds, and so they see our individual social media and Indie Beer Show, and they sometimes can add it all together to something that may or may not be. And this is one of the things I was telling people that were messaging me is, it may look like I go to a lot of places. I don't. I mean, I go to a lot of places for someone like Brandon who hasn't left their house in 6 months. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't go to a lot of places compared to what my life was at all. And
I make him come to RB all the time.
Yeah, and you gotta stop calling it RB because that's bullshit. Anyways, I know zip code wise and all that. I'm sure it is, but you live to us.
I'm almost Poway, but it's like a couple blocks.
You're also almost Escondido by a couple blocks.
I mean, I live 2 blocks from the Rancho Bernardo Inn. I'm not.
Yes, yeah, no, you're fine. I'm just
okay.
If you ever want to go to Chicken Charlie's, he's right up the street.
I literally only go north of 56 to go to Brandon's house, and I don't even hang out there. I just drop shit off at his porch and text him as his dogs are yelling at me as I walk away. But that's awesome. Okay, so Abel, I think you are exposed to the most to the public out of all of us. So, what are you doing to protect yourself, and how have you managed to stay healthy for the past 6 months?
Pretty much I take about 3 showers a day. I get up, take a shower, go to work. I wash my hands, wear gloves. I make sure we clean down the tables. We do everything proper at society. We keep everybody distant. I love being the mask police. I love yelling at people and telling them to put their mask on. I had this one lady, not going to really get into it, but she told me that she pulls her mask down so I can hear her. I'm like, I can hear you just fine. You just keep your mask on. But either that, and then I go home, I take a shower, and that's pretty much it. I go home, I go to work. I go home, I go to work. Occasionally, I'll go out somewhere somewhere I'm comfortable at. Like I've gone to the tap room that's down the street because it's very outdoor. Everything's open. Right. I went to the Station Tavern, got a burger today. That's an outdoor place. I feel more comfortable going to restaurants and bars or breweries that are outdoors more than inside. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just kind of keep washing my hands, wearing a mask.
And I think the biggest thing you're going to hear from all of us is that we take it fucking seriously. But let's ask Estella. I think you are at the most breweries and places currently out of our group. So what are you doing to protect yourself and keep yourself healthy?
So first off, I never stopped working. I'm considered an essential worker. So I've didn't have any time off. I know you guys did. I couldn't do that. Like my job was I was like, we're going to shut down now, right? And they're like, nope, we're not. So basically for me, it's masks. Always have a mask. I always have freaking hand sanitizer on me at all times. It's like in 5 different places. If I switch purses, there's already one in there, but more than anything, it's just being aware of your surroundings, being aware of who's wearing a mask next to you, who's not wearing a mask next to you. And if somebody's not, I tend to go a little bit further away, but at the same time, it's just about educating yourself and about being cautious. For me, more than anything, like Abel was saying, I go to places that are very outdoors. I'm at Machete a lot because they have a huge outdoor space. Their tables are spaced out correctly. If I go eat, same thing. All the tables are spaced out correctly. You see all the servers, they have gloves on, they have masks on. All of that is important, and that's what you should be looking at, So, and both of my parents are 87 years old. So I didn't see my parents for quite a while. Like I wouldn't go into the house at all. Then I finally started to go into the house, but I'm literally spraying my shoes. I'm have a mask on when I'm inside the house. I can't take any chances, but they needed stuff, porch drops, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think if anything, if you guys go onto SD Beer, it tells you what has outdoor spaces and what is open and all that stuff. So you guys could do that. If you don't want to walk into a place, please still support them. You can go and pick up beer. That's a lot of places are still doing delivery, which is, I think is, that was all a pivot that everybody had to do. So also look at that. So, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. So
that's great. And, so for me, I'm out similar to Estella. I'm an air quotes essential worker. You can't build someone's house remotely. That just doesn't work. And so for the first couple of weeks of March, of course, people kicked us out of their house, but we kept working on the exterior of homes, and most of our projects are unoccupied. We have had to do some occupied work, which we just take very serious. But everyone in my life and everyone in my, let's say, my bubble, if I'm the MBA, everyone in my bubble really takes the whole thing serious. And early on, when the virus it came to be, my company and the subcontractors we use and really everyone I know in construction realized early on that we were very lucky that our industry was deemed essential. And we really took that to heart. And the construction industry has done really well about full daily temperature checks. Everyone's in a mask, wearing gloves when you can. We sanitize our jobs. We sanitize our job sites. We sanitize 2x4s at night.
Damn.
I have a worker who was a laborer whose entire 4 hours a day he goes from job site to job site and sprays everything down with disinfectant just to make sure that we're staying safe and that we're not going to transmit anything through our project from trade to trade. We have one trade at a time, those kind of things. And personally, I have had hand sanitizer in my car since late February. I kind of just saw it coming, and I also have an elderly mom and a much more elderly grandma that I haven't been in the same room with since February either. But I've been using the liquid hand sanitizer from Seven Caves Distilling.
Yeah, that one's great.
There is they add a glycerin or an aloe or something to it that for some reason does not dry my hands out as much as some other products. Now, I have very callous construction hands already, but some hand sanitizers are really drying, and I am in and out 7 or 8 job sites a day, and I'm literally sanitizing my hands 15 times a day on the way in and on the way out of every home I visit. I don't eat at restaurants. We did once in, I think, April, the first time the restaurants reopened after closing in March, or maybe it was May. And then we saw the spike from 4th of July, and we've just never felt comfortable again. And that time, as well as what Abel said, we ate at the tap room. The tap room seriously is taking everything very, very seriously, and all their servers are wearing masks and gloves, and they're taking it very serious. And not every restaurant has been doing that, unfortunately, and especially not in some neighborhoods that we know that are famous for partying. But then outside of that, I have been existing completely on delivery mainly. What I mean by that is groceries and supplies. I have not been going to the store very often at all, and I'm very lucky that I didn't have a break in work, so I can afford that type of service. Not everyone can. And so I think that combination of really not going into stores, not being in restaurants, keeping my exposure outside of work to literally zero. I see my wife and my nephew and his fiance that live with me, and those are the people that I interact with in any way inside a space. And so I think all of that, Mr. Bobbin is pointing out that we do get CSA. So if you don't know what that is, community-supported agriculture is the best local vegetables brought to you. But so I think that combination of taking it serious, wearing a mask, heavily sanitizing my hands, and limiting my exposure out in the realm that I can control, which is my daily life, have all led to me being safe. And I've still had scares. I've had friends that caught COVID. I know people that have gone to the hospital. I have a husband of a really good friend that was fully in the ICU and now has an abscess on his liver from COVID. And it's so there was a big series of events that made me take it very seriously early on, and I think that's just the key for everyone, really. Take it serious, protect yourself, limit your exposure. It's all about percentages. I mean, we're all interacting with people other than Brandon, in some way so that we can make a living. And so just taking it serious and keeping those interactions as small as possible, even though they have to be a lot, but as little as possible. And then controlling the rest of your life. And please, science, at the right pace, develop a vaccine for all of us.
Yeah.
Don't rush it either. We can't. We obviously can't do that. But
And remember, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for others.
Here's
So that's the thing. So
Yeah.
it's
hold on.
like I do
Hold
a
on.
lot of this stuff. I do a lot of this stuff because like my roommate works for 91X and she can't get sick or do anything else. If I want to go visit Brandon and have like a drink on his driveway from a distance, I gotta keep myself protected for him. So
yeah,
Exactly. And I don't think people take that into consideration. They're like, you're denying me my rights and my privileges and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
No, it's not about you.
Less
It's not
me,
about you.
I, my, and more
Yeah.
us, and like let's just get
We.
through this together.
Absolutely.
how about some
real way.
we? How about some we? I love it. Let's leave it. Let's leave it.
did you say weed or we?
Well,
Oh, okay. Either way, I'm in.
I mean, if you come to my house,
Yeah.
anyway. But all that said, I think let's leave it on that high note. Let's more we in the world. We need it. We need it more than ever too.
So I've got
All
something
right.
funny to note. We're at
Oh,
45 minutes. We haven't even hit 3 on the top 3. This is going to be a short show for everybody. It's going to be one of our shortest shows ever.
We're just gonna hit them. We're just gonna hit them real quick.
The good news is it's kind of a freight train after this. These are like the actual only
Yeah.
topics, and it's just like so.
So-
Speaking of,
That's great.
okay,
Can you see that?
dude, it's David Martin. Hey, Dave.
Is that who the guest was?
Yes.
That's what
It's
I
just-
thought. All
okay.
right.
Yeah. So he's on a plane right now. He's coming back from Vermont, and I was trying to get him on, but I don't think the Wi-Fi is working on the plane. But he did send me a statement to read to you guys.
All right.
You
So
suck.
I'm gonna read that real quick.
Oh shucks, Dave Martin couldn't come on.
So
You're gonna feel bad after you listen to this. You're gonna feel bad after you listen to this. But let me read this real quick. Fuck. Just wanted to start with a bunch of cusses. This was an amazing thing to do with you all. In a heartbeat, I would start again. It created amazing friendships through the San Diego craft beer community and made others so much better. I love the first meetings with Estella and Brian, allowing the redo. Ooh, the redo. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Talk about that later. Getting to know Brandon so well, and while I knew Abel very well, he helped me out with San Diego Magazine podcast when I wasn't available, and he is fucking rad. Don't you feel bad now? See that?
Nope. Not one bit.
Okay, all right. The quality of these humans are some of the best I've ever met, more than craft beer, but as humans I love in the craft beer community. My favorite memories are hanging out at OG40 when it was a creepy skeleton of a brewery. The other one was a Mission Valley Craft Beer and Food Fest. Where we recorded, and at the end, I don't remember who it was, and dropped a Baba Booey, hit him in the hiney.
Again, you cannot take the live out of a live show.
Oh, jeez.
They're
But
great.
yeah, that's from David Martin. So he just
Not only thank you, Dave, for jumping in with both feet when we were starting the show, but also for becoming a patron again today. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it had anything to do with our anniversary or whatever, but David, thank you. We love you. And
it's because we've been texting all day. That's what it was.
It's
trying to
amazing
figure this out.
It's amazing that you
Estella,
decided
can
to
you
give us
text
money
some more
again.
people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? Well, he was supposed to land at 4:30, and they delayed his flight, so now he doesn't land till 8:30. So
Where's he
that's
going?
why. Oh, he's coming back. He was in Vermont. He was in Vermont for quite a while. You know, his father passed away. He was taking care of a bunch of stuff over there, but then he chose to stay over there for quite some time. I think he was back there a few months actually. So he's finally coming back. But anyway, he was like set to go to be on this, you know, and then they delayed his flight. So yeah, so he's somewhere up above us right now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hey.
I was just saying, it kind of sounds bad that way.
I know, I was gonna say.
Anyways, let's get into a cool giveaway. Right now, we are giving away Snapback, the Indie Beer Show hat. It's gonna take a month to get to you. I'm sorry. This is just how fulfillment for brands are right now. You might get lucky. It might only be 3 weeks. It's going to take forever, but whatever. It's going to come your way. And the winner for this is the other Brandon Yerkes or Yerksies. I'm not really Yerkies. Yes, Brandon. Someone did say weed. And congratulations, you just won an Indie Beer Show hat, snapback hat. Email me at cheers@indie.beer. I need your address, sir. And we will get that out to you as soon as freaking possible. And then that makes it time for another wooden nickel.
Hey,
another pre-reserved. Someone in the comment thread said a wooden gift certificate. I like that. A wooden gift certificate for one beverage. And the winner for this is Mike Sahagan. Congratulations to another freaking patron. And by the way, you guys don't know this, but in the background, I'm running these weird little randomizers on lists of our patrons and or people I'm seeing that are commenting during the show. So if you haven't commented,
so you mean you're dropping your pen?
Yeah.
I dropped my pen when I dropped my pen. That was awesome. And I will do that again. It really worked out to be a good.
It's the ring mark from the bottle. That's like whoever's in the middle there. That ring mark. Like, oh, hey, look.
Yes, Mr. Babineau. You did get it. You got a TIBS shirt, and congrats, Brandon. That's really rad. And
that's the one.
This is the show that we got to redo, by the way, that Mike brings up with Mr. Troy Johnson.
That was take two.
The one we published was the second attempt, and yes, congratulations, Mike, for winning. But as Brandon brought up, it's now time for our top 3, and this week we decided. By the way, I don't know that we often mention this, but David Martin invented the top 3 segment, and so thank you to you, sir. So in your honor, a very special top 3 this week, which is our top 3 moments of season 2. Woo.
Hey,
I don't know how I came up with that. It's freaking crazy, right? But let's start with Estella.
The women's episode. The second women's episode.
Hey, I was there for that one.
Hey, yes, you were, right? Yes, you were. But yeah, just the fact that I get to do that.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I like them odds, right?
Yeah.
A room full of women and able. He's like, I can show up for that one.
And we had a pretty good crowd that night too, because it was at Border X in Barrio, and we had a pretty good crowd that was just there watching us, and I was like, oh God, this is nerve-wracking. But no, it was great, and I enjoy being able to bring like more females on here, and just because we hardly ever have any, so yeah.
By the way, if you're playing at home, get beer number 2 out and let it defrost for a second before we open it. Mr. Hernandez, why don't you reach and I'll talk to Abel. Abel, how about your number 3 memory from this year, sir?
Well, so I guess if I had I'm going it this way from like the longest. So this was like the first memory. So if we're dedicating this episode to Dave Martin, I appreciate him leaving and allowing me to step in. And then I don't even remember the first episode because I couldn't be with you guys first couple episodes, but I was doing your editing before I came on the show. Absolutely. But yes, Dave Martin leaving, me coming on is my top 3. I love you, David. I've always have, brother. And David knows I give him a lot of shit every time I see him. I'm like, hey, dude, you know who the second best producer is in the world? You.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Does he ever tell you he is an award-winning producer though?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a piece of paper. I mean, you know, I can get one too. I can go down to I can Photoshop one. I mean, just get it done. But yeah, we should have a produce off, huh? Like him and I should have you should get you 3 should bring up like a bunch of sound effects and an episode, and then give it to me and David and see who comes up with a better one. Just saying.
We'll do it next to the freeway.
Just saying.
No. I'm not putting two of my best friends up against each other. No,
Oh my God, that is so awesome.
I mean, it's not that, it'd be fun.
I'm the one that keeps the peace here. We're not doing that.
Oh yeah, you're only fighting with Florida. Remember, Stella versus Florida.
Yeah, and Denver, and
Colorado. Stella versus Colorado.
Oh my God, so rad. All right, Mr. Hernandez. Now that you have taken the beer out, your number 3 moment, sir.
All right, whether it's Bo, Neck, or Bolo, I love a tie. So, for our second anniversary,
Hey.
or Ascot, number 3, Mai Tai. Mai Tai, also love those. Involves the same thing over 2 episodes. I really like the East Village Mech Show.
Ooh, yeah.
And the Mission Valley Craft Beer Festival, because both of them involved a lot of people coming through, and just it was almost the speed dating of doing a podcast, which I really love. People come in there and we just offer a lot to the listener, and I get a lot out of it. I just learn about so much at one time, and it's always very conversational because it can't be anything but. And I really like that. It's just condensed and it's really fun. And you find yourself wishing you could have spent way more time with each and every one of the breweries. Yeah. But it's like they whet your appetite, which is the point, because then you want to go to their brewery and go check out their beers. And so many good people, just to have that much great interaction with nice people in 1-2 hour span or so is the best. And it's great. And plus, I got to hang out with Stella at Mission Valley, and that was super fun.
Yeah.
And one thing I don't know that we have mentioned, we haven't mentioned this time, but we mentioned on the first anniversary, Estella has actually appeared on more episodes of the Indie Beer Show than anyone else.
I'm sure, yeah.
All other members have missed more episodes than Estella. She does have the advantage of the 2 women show where we weren't invited, but it's good. We should have a show. I know you were, but you weren't allowed to talk, and I was there too. I mean, we're acting like I wasn't fucking there. I was right there. But anyways, it's really cool that to me, one of the strengths of this show and this crew is that any member of the show can step into the other members' roles when necessary, so that the show can go on as much as possible. The only time we ever really have missed episodes was due to COVID and safety reasons. So
that's
really
my
cool.
excuse. Yes,
yeah, sure. And
I was COVIDing back in like 2019.
Yes, exactly. So for me, number 3 was GABF. We all got to go as the Indie Beer Show, and I got to interview incredible owners of breweries and medal winners from breweries that we would never connect with in an organic way with our show being here in San Diego. Got to interview Ann Obenchain, who is like a board member of the Brewers Association, about the actual festival and the inner workings of it. And, it was my second GABF as a air quotes beer press person, but it was the first one that I had my whole crew with us, and we all got to experience it together. And it was special. And it was fun and also overwhelming and way too much drinking and way too much eating, and all that's part of it. And I got to hang out with a ton of people from San Diego that I don't ever get to hang out with in San Diego, which is just this weird thing that happens with GABF. Like the entire San Diego beer industry goes to
that's
Denver.
what they say. The only time you can hang out with the San Diego brewery industry is in Denver.
Yeah,
Denver,
exactly. And so,
Wherever CBC is.
yes, exactly. All of that.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
holy shit!
Another one?
I'm 2 for 2. God damn it! Anyways, beer 2 is called Nicely Done, the Nomadic series, and I think I saw that Jared posted earlier. Here, we'll zoom in on Stella so you can see the label. Mine doesn't happen to have a label. Sometimes that happens with us getting beers a little bit ahead of release and stuff like that. But apparently. Fun fact, there's a number 3 in this series, but it's a super gusher. So I don't feel too bad. Oh, holy shit, Cody, yes. Brandon does have a Marshall cabinet beer fridge, and it is fucking epic. I agree, man. I agree. That's a great comment. But here we are. We're pouring beer number 2. This one is actually a fruited mixed fermentation, aged in oak.
While they sip, here's my behind-the-scenes tip. I always come to the show ready with this.
With
for
a
the
towel.
gushers.
Yes, yeah, I have
Look at it. You're so prepared.
I have a much smaller towel, but
I'm an amateur over here, but
it's really,
no, they
it's
were
really
fine.
It's not the size that matters, Brian.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, you have a smaller towel, it's okay.
And I say, thank God.
Estella, this is where you actually can say what I tell you can never say again.
That's what she said.
Hey!
We did it.
Okay, never heard of her.
We did it. Okay, this beer is phenomenal. I hope anyone listening had a chance to get it. It is now sold out. It actually sold out in between us posting that these were the beers that we were going to drink and the show. So
Really?
Ooh,
yeah.
We'll take credit for that. Yeah, we'll take credit for that. That beer sold out, guys. That beer sold out. Get some of that.
Really mild fruit content, tamed funkiness, but present funkiness, and a subdued tartness, just enough tart to remind you that it's a mixed fermentation. I don't think if you were someone that is afraid of super funky beers, this one wouldn't hit you too bad.
No, not at all. Actually, this is really smooth. It's really well balanced. Oh, this is great.
Dry again.
Nice dry finish and clearly a saison. Clearly that a saison, not just like a really acidic beer. It really has a lot of funk and depth on the malt profile side.
Good yeast and fruit intermingling, like where you see that overlap, and that's just really good. Very impressive.
Wow, George.
Very good.
Thank you. And Jared. Jared works at Home Brewing Co, who's listening right now. So that is wow, that's really good.
So if you guys don't know, it's the saison with Brett, white nectarines, and French oak.
What's the ABV on that?
You guys want to make a guess? And the bottle's in front of you guys.
I don't have a label, so I'm going to say
they're sharing it.
I'm going to say 6.5.
Stella,
I'm going to say 6.
Brandon,
7.
It's 7.
So it drinks its weight. It drinks its weight. We like that.
It's nicely done.
No.
It is. It is nicely done. Hey yo.
You gotta like that. It's like, what should we name it? I don't know. Let's give ourselves some kudos. I know it's gonna be rad. I'm sure the TCB will agree. Let's just go for it.
I mean, it's just like Kern Rivers, like just outstanding.
just
Alpine,
just outstanding. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Just great.
I'll be honest. So I drink a lot of these beers, and a lot of the fruited versions are usually too fruited. But this is really in check. It's very good. It's to the point where I almost have just sworn off of a lot of the fruited Brett Saison, Barrel Saison, because it's just too much of nectarines, peaches, oranges, like whatever they put in there. But this is really, really good. So now that it's sold out, go get it.
Yeah. Good luck.
Sold out. Thanks, guys, for making that sell out. Good job.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. But at the same time, we're very lucky, and thank you to George. Thank you to Home Brew Co.
Thank you very much.
For sharing these special beers with us for our anniversary.
And their patio's open again on the weekends.
Yes, indeed. You can drink there again. So let's get back into our barrage of giveaways. We've got another wooden gift certificate. And this time I'm going to make Estella pick a random person in the comment feed. Anyone that's made a comment on the show, pick a winner.
Hold on.
Abel Garcia.
Well, don't pick. I was gonna say she's the first one to make a comment, so don't pick yourself.
I'm literally going to scroll, and whoever's on top wins.
Yes,
Candice Babineau.
Candice! Yep. All right, now the Babineaus have a pair of wooden gift certificates, so they can
Tell me when y'all go, and I'll meet you there.
They got 2 bits.
I'll meet you there.
Oh my God, that's really rad. That's really rad. All right, let's do a real quick what you drank. This is where it's a very complicated segment. We tell you the beer that we drank right before the show, and for me, mine. I believe was a beer that Abel drank last week, but today's forecast this way.
Awesome beer.
You cannot go wrong by picking up a Pizza Port IPA, and this one in particular happens to be super fresh. and super rad. So thank you, Pizza Port, for being awesome. More importantly, thank you to Bine and Vine for keeping me safe with curbside fucking delivery.
Pickup. Yeah.
Go to bineandvine.com, place your order, click curbside, you pull up in front of the store, you call them and tell them you're there. They will literally put it in your trunk with absolutely no contact if you want it
contact
that
at all.
far.
Yeah. Awesome.
I get out of the car and take the box because I'm friends with Joey. But whatever, you can have whatever comfort level you want. You can still go inside and shop if you like to walk the aisles. I'm a fan of pickup, and so something that if you see me anywhere posting on social media about beer that I got at a brewery or a distillery, realize I picked that up to go. I'm not going in places, and it's just my choice and how I'm minimizing my risk. But great beer. How about you, Abel? What were you drinking before the show?
Well, in my cup, I was drinking this, so this is a shameless plug.
Hey,
Awesome.
friend, how is it? I haven't had it.
Oh, it's really good. I mean, it's got your basic, Pilsner malts, Munich malts. I mean, it's typical, fest beer. Nothing to go wrong with it. I fight with that and the fest beer from Epic. Like they're very right there with each other, and I'm kind of like, it's like if you had kids or pets and you had two of them, they're like, pick your favorite.
Yeah,
you can't pick your favorite. They're both good. Yeah. But that's what I was drinking when the show started. But this is what I was going to talk about since we're talking about our anniversary.
That is so good. So good.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Congrats to Second Chance on 5 years, by the way.
It's a collab with Strauss. It's a double IPA. What is it? About 8.5%. I sent you guys a photo of this, the 4-pack that I picked up last week. Man, this stuff is really good.
Yeah.
What it says on here is bright top notes of fruit with a bold, resonant hop aftertaste and a dry malt finish. I mean, it's their anniversary. It's our anniversary. So happy anniversary to all. And
happy anniversary, yay! And to all a good night. But
that's it, we're done?
Stay with us. No, stay with us. We have
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, what was the last beer you enjoyed before joining us?
The last thing I had was No Excuses, a dry hop pilsner from Savage Wood and Scripps Ranch.
Yes.
And
yes.
It was rather exceptional. The dry hopping just really came through on the aroma and the flavor. But it was very traditional in the Pilsner sense. I really enjoyed that beer, and I was coming in completely blind on that and just was kind of blown away by it yesterday afternoon. So way to go, Mr. Darryl Brown, and or Lance Savage Wood, if you will.
Depending on if you follow him on social media or you actually know him. Yes.
Just a really nice surprise. Just grabbed it. What the hell? And really enjoyed it. So. Very good.
Those are the best where you just, for whatever reason, your brain tells you I need that beer, and then it turns not just because of the can art or whatever random circumstances you're in, then it turns out to be an exceptional product. That's what craft beer is all about, and having a surprise inside a bottle after you open it is one of the greater joys of being a craft beer fan. That's rad, man.
Yeah.
All right, Estelle.
So last beer I drank, like I said before, I'm at Thorn Mission Hills. They just gave me another one right now. It's the And Essential series. So cheers, y'all.
That's rad. Let's try to do some. Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry. Go. And Beyond Essentials, guys. And Beyond Essentials.
To all a good night.
And
what is Beyond Essentials? Is it an IPA?
It is. It's their And Beyond Essentials series. Sorry. So they change the hops and they bring it out. I don't know like how often they release it, but I do know one of the ones that's coming up is actually we had the hop rub for Pink Boots at Mujeres Brewhouse.
Yeah.
And the blend that won was chosen by Layla. Oh. And so Thorn is going to do it, and they're going to put it in their And Essential series.
That's
so
awesome.
I mean, whether it gets picked up by Pink Boots, Thorn is still going to do it, and so you will be able to have it. And it has a hop in it that I hadn't heard of, and I'm not going to say the name correctly, but it sounds.
Is it Kavik?
No,
that's
Fuel Malone.
No, it's. They said it was a newer one, and it sounds like this is goes back to my comic book shit, but it sounds like adamantium, athanium,
Oh,
athanium,
I think you're pretty much hitting it. Yeah.
something like that.
Athenium.
Chris is saying, was it Anthium?
And
I think that's how you was it. Chris should know.
Yeah, Chris would know. It's how do you pronounce it though? Like that was the thing. Like,
I mean, he's not on the show, so he can't say it. So.
come here.
Yes, exactly. Indeed. Anyways, we got it.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool.
So,
really cool.
So they're gonna use Layla's blend. And friend, what were the 3 hops that you put in there for the blend? It's not a secret. Just say it.
It's not a secret.
This is your big chance.
Yes.
Yeah, look at she covered her face to make sure nobody knew who
What
she
is
was.
it? What is it? They can't hear you. Go ahead.
40% Citra, 40% Cashmere, and 20% Atanum.
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 There you
There
go.
you go.
There you go. Okay.
Hey,
There
all I
it
can
is.
say about that is the first 80%. Fuck yeah.
Yes. There's always that last one.
So Tandem reminds me of tandem chaining. So you should have gone with that.
Yes.
To me, I always somehow I was like, it reminds me of comics. It reminds me of adamantium, and that's
or
that's what I
adamantium.
went with. Yeah, that's what I went with. Sorry, guys.
No, it's still
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Sorry.
I haven't
Okay.
seen Atanum since we put it in like a cask thing at Stone. I swear to God, like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's
not
it's
a very
rarer
popular hop, but it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so apparently it's making a comeback of some sort or something. But yeah, it was
Cool.
one of the ones that we got to choose from for the hop rub. So yeah, that's what that is.
And it's rad
Sounds way
that
sexier
that
than
a local
SBC.
member helped decide that ratio.
Well, so the way that it's happening this year, because we usually do the hop rub in Denver during GABF, which obviously is not happening this year. So they sent out packets to the 10 highest like participating members or the chapters, I should say, around the world. So they all get to choose their own. It's all going to get together and then it's going to get voted on. And then we're going to have one more meeting where we're going to try like maybe the top 3, I believe is what they're saying. And then we're going to choose from there because we can't, meet in person. So that's what's happening. And I got to host that at Mujeres Brew House, which I will also do for the second round of it. So yeah.
And you could
Nice.
you could watch it virtually, which was very cool.
You could watch it virtually. Yeah. It was on. Yeah. Yeah. So
Excellent.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let's catch up with some housekeeping. Mr. Babineau, his number 3 moment was our live shows at Tapcraft. First off, we missed Tapcraft Studio. We loved hanging out there. It was a perfect place. It was awesome
We
when
love them, yeah.
where our fans could come and hang out with us. Doing the show live is just the best. So it's really cool.
StreamYard.
That's one of your memories. Thank you very much, man. Candace brought up something very important. Abel does rock, and it's really cool that you should be recognized. Yes. Fluorescent lights out, guns out. I don't know how that's doing. Garen points out
The fluorescent lights are only during the kilowatt show. That's the only time you get fluorescent lights.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep.
Which reminds me, I feel like this is like a Steve hat right here.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Totally is.
It's a concept for sure.
Sconelicious.
Absolutely. Scones would take that from you immediately.
The Societe anniversary, if you don't remember, we luckily someone had I think it was Ben actually.
It was Ben Raymond that had that idea.
Of calling Society 7th anniversary Societe, fucking on the pun level.
Oh man, their social media guys love that.
Yes, one freaking letter away.
Who was that at the time? Do you remember, Brandon?
Do you know who that was?
No! Some loser.
I love him. I love that guy.
Some guy. He's like a hermit. He never leaves his house.
Don't talk bad about my friend. Don't talk bad about my friend.
What does he know? He never leaves the house.
He never leaves the house. He's some hermit. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Yes, Mike, MB, Mission Valley Craft Beer were just the best shows, and hanging out in our tent was very fun. And yes, never ending on the cooler. The cooler was never empty. It was rad. That's really cool, Candace. Estella should treat you like a VIP because you are an exceptional human.
I
And
love her.
you deserve it.
She doesn't treat us that way, Candace. So
That's-
take it.
Just you, Candace. Just
Yes. You're the one and only.
Hello, Mary Jane. You are freaking
you.
awesome.
Friend, hi.
Steven, yes, GABF
Yes,
is the
Steven,
rad. Is
yes.
rad. Yes, Garen Varder. Stainless steel pint glasses saved my life when it came to my early aversion to the optics of the hazy IPA. And now it doesn't bug me as much. I kind of play it up now because that's my stick. Is that I don't like what they look like. Now it's we're 5 years in. It's accepted.
No, but
That's
honestly,
his
are you fine with it now? Like
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm very fine with it now. Most importantly, when a hazy is nailed, it can have amazing aroma and flavor, and that's what the stainless steel pint glass helped me with, was getting past the traditional thing that was ingrained in me when I was studying beer, and most of my air quotes beer study was reading and very more traditional books about beer styles and production and things like that. And everything in all of those books, in 30, 40 books, however many I read, was about fining and clarity and filtering your beer. And hazy's just went the complete other way, and it took me a little while to get over it, let's say. But I always recognize that the technique has value. The techniques behind it have value.
So you can teach an old dog new tricks. We're gonna get you to like coconut. We really are.
Yes,
we are. That's next.
That's a sensory aversion. Like the people who can't do cilantro, they just can't do it because it tastes gross.
Yeah.
Or like me, and I can't do watercress and bitter because it's gross. He can't do that because it's gross.
Well, and
we're just gonna put a drop of coconut in every drink you have until you get that.
Until
you start building up.
Until
you start building up.
So I can reach my threshold.
We've seen a lot of beers he's actually liked with coconut these last year.
There's been three. There's been three.
Hey, that's three more than last year.
Yeah, and so like I have friends that are like, why do you keep trying them? And there's this weird thing within I think all craft beer geeks.
Yeah.
You can't drink every beer if you don't drink every beer. And I've had 50, 60 at least beers that have had coconut in, and I've liked 3. So
not bad.
It's not horrible. It's a one. It's a 0.5% thing, kind of, I think. But at the same time, there's other beers that I have hated for many reasons, but it's not coconut in beer for people that don't actually know me. Right. It's coconut. Like, I will eat a granola bar that has coconut oil in it, and I'm like, why does this taste gross? And then I'll read the ingredients, and I'll be, son of a bitch, I bought something with coconut oil in it. I'm that sensitive to it. But
I just like that your percentage with coconut beer is like pretty much Austin Hedges.
Yeah, right. So my batting,
he broke up a no-hitter this year. Okay, so let's see if you can break up a no-hitter.
I would love to with a coconut beer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mary, thank you for wishing us happy anniversary, and we feel honored to advocate for craft beer and for inspiring anything in San Diego. And if we really have inspired, if we do get to inspire anyone or anything in San Diego, we hope that it's to support these amazing independent breweries that we have in our city.
Yeah.
One of the great things about San Diego is we really are brewing world-class beer right here. You don't have to trade for the other side of the country or different countries. We really have amazing quality beer right here, right in your backyard. You just got to go find it. And it's really rad. Garen's drinking Longfin Lager from Ballast Point.
Yes.
It turned out great.
Yes.
So, it turned out great. Also, the first signs of what Colby was talking about when he was on the show with us, which is that the King and the Convict, the new owners, are listening to the Ballast Point employees. And it's the first time that the Ballast Point employees feel like they've been listened to by ownership in several years. So that was really encouraging to hear. And that's really cool. Jared, I fucking love you, man. This is great. He took a homebrewed a travel mug on the walk with his dog before the show. So you'll be able to do that with your Indie Beer Show mug when you get it next month. If you need to.
Take lots of pictures. Instagram.
We
it.
got you covered. We got you covered. Yeah.
Megan Sahagan, I agree. North Park Beer Co.'s Win the West is amazing.
So
if you guys
good.
haven't got this beer, go get it. I drank it last night when I was hanging out with Quaff, and I was really, really blown away. Everything, it's like one of those beers that like makes you remember West Coast Pale, but isn't actually what West Coast was.
Right.
It's really like very mellow on the bitterness, very tropical on the hop, very, very in your face aroma. Love it. Where are we? I scrolled too fast and too hard. Wait, that's what she said.
Too hard. We're not allowed to say that. Stop it.
I know, that's right.
You can. Today's okay. Today's okay.
I'm only saying it if you okay it. I'm not. No.
I can just edit out later, anyways.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That's pointing out something very important, that North Park Brew Co. has free delivery with a $20 order. That is terrific. That's the lowest minimum I have heard for free delivery from a San Diego brewery.
Even to RB, I mean Rancho Bernardo.
I know, right?
Colorado, or whatever you want to call it.
You're going to have to ask them. But here we go. Wait, is it Matt? Are you saying that you brewed with Savage Wood? I hope that's true.
Is that a food collaboration?
Or a beer collaboration.
Well, he posted something the other day with a society beer inside of a home brewery glass and said it was a collab. So, don't disappoint, Matt. What do you got going on?
We'll have to wait till a little later in the comments to find out that story. Mrs. Blake,
hi.
Thank you for joining us, Christina. Always wonderful to see you. Thank you for wishing us happy anniversary.
Oh, Christina! Yeah.
Candace, yes, the show Societe was amazing and fun. Thank you, Mr. Sabers. By the way, I've already pre-bought some coastin'. So this is Catch Me Coastin'.
So are we starting a new countdown now, Brian? Or what are you going to do? Just adding to it? Or what are you doing?
I think I'm going to start at 27.
I was going to say, I feel you need to start a new one so we know where you're at now.
Well,
and then you can combine. And then you can combine at the end.
For the record, when Brian at Pariah was brewing it, he texted me a picture of the brew sheet, and he said, double or nothing. That would be 54. I don't know that I got 54 pints in me.
I know you do. Hell yeah, you do.
But I'm just going to say, I'm sure you giggled like a little girl when he sent you that picture.
It was really cool. And it's yes, exactly. And so that's why it ended up being my number one beer that I'm looking out for autumn, is because I knew it was coming, and I've already bought an 8-pack, and it's waiting. I'll pick it up on Saturday. So thank you, Steve.
Hey, you're gonna finish that in one sitting, bro.
Yes,
come on.
I'm trying to be nice, and yeah. So
I mean, you can get up for a bathroom break, but you are gonna finish it,
right? Exactly. Thank you, Rudy, for wishing us happy
Rudy.
Rudy. Thank you for being a patron. He's drinking Nelson from Harlan. By the way, if you guys haven't tried it, it is it's a really good beer. And yes, Stephen, San Diego beer scene is by far the best, and we're very lucky to be part of it. And Matt, breaking news. Yeah, so what's the fucking details, Matt? Don't give us the details here. We got to know exactly what this collaboration thing is about.
Come on, Matt.
Waiting.
Come on.
While we're waiting for this.
Okay.
There it is.
After winning the Savage Wood baking competition, we brewed a beer to pair. We brewed a beer to pair with baked goods.
Wait, Estella, don't leak it.
So I was a judge for that. So I know what the baked good is, which apparently I'm not supposed to leak.
Okay.
Coconut granola bars.
Yes, right, exactly. So soon the Babineau Savage Wood baking competition champion collaboration.
Yeah. Okay.
Come up with a better name than that. That was too long. But we look forward to it. That's
but
really cool.
What he made for that was delicious, was amazing. I'm very much looking forward to trying this beer. Well, whatever it is that you guys made.
Tell us what he made. It's not the
can you
the beer.
tell us
what
what
did you
we
win
made?
For? That's awesome stuff, man.
That's great.
Yeah,
While we're waiting for that breaking news from the field, let's get into our number. Let's get into our number twos. Let's start with Abel. Your second favorite moment of all TIBS history that you've been involved with.
That I've been involved, like I was actually there, or that I actually was edited.
So
whatever you feel your number two is, whatever you feel your number two.
The game show one was actually really fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but then like listening to the audio and editing all it was fun listening to you guys and how everything went down. And the wrong answers, the buzzer's not working. It was amazing. I really jealous that I couldn't be there on that one, but it sounded really fun. So there you go.
Yeah,
it was an amazing night.
The best part of that show was like the hour and a half that followed after we turned everything off.
Yeah.
Everybody was wasted.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was one of the biggest crowds that we had. Like, to just come and watch the show. Obviously, we had a lot of people on, but you'll see some pictures in a minute. You
won't. It totally failed.
I had it right home.
No pictures?
No pictures, unfortunately.
Damn it.
I'm really sorry. We'll try one other way here in a minute, and it'll probably fail too, but we'll try. We'll put
it up on our page, right?
Absolutely, we'll put it up with the post regardless, because we made a little. But like I said,
just hearing the audio sounded just as amazing as like being there. And I wasn't there, and you guys did the audio, you made the people feel like they were there.
I'm going to tell you this.
You could hear the train wrecking.
Laughed so much. Yeah. I literally cried because I was laughing so much.
I know.
That night, yeah.
I edited some of that out.
Also, we got to eat barbecue. That was
fun. We did have the best barbecue. Hey, he answered. Maddie answered. There you go. You guys can read it now. I didn't leak anything.
Okay, here we go. So it's a pineapple upside down cake triple IPA. Wow.
Yumzilla.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So,
is there coconut shavings on that?
Oh, yes, please.
And maraschino cherries.
Hey.
All right.
Lovely.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm also reading comments.
What's your number two, Brandon?
Let's jump into our number two, Mr. Hernandez.
Before I go into number two, I really can't wait for this montage of greatness that's going to occur. But I just hope that the background music is "I Will Remember You" by Sarah McLachlan.
Not quite.
Somebody at the buzzer like, this thing won't work. So my number two is also a tie, but my number one won't be. Number two, again, similar themes, completely different experiences. Number two, I loved that O'Brien's night when we showed up and got that surprise pairing. Oh. In no way did it surprise me that Tyson did that.
Of course not.
It's just who he is. Like, the good thing about him is like he takes everything very seriously.
Yeah.
In a passionate, positive way, he takes it very seriously. He always wants beer to shine, and that's wonderful. So that was a great night. Loved it. Christina was there. Speaking of which, I should make a mention. Next week, Tyson's first ever column for San Diego Beer News is going to debut.
Ooh.
With Christina's fantastic photos. And a recipe from him. So pretty great.
Nice. Okay.
And that did not factor into my decision. But similar note, food related. I really enjoyed the Pariah Spooktacular beer pairing with
my number two. That's my number two also.
And the thing I loved about it so much was like it was really cool to try all those, but it was also very cool to watch your reaction to it because you were so averse to it, but you were a trooper. You're like, okay, I don't really want to do that, but she did it, and it was really a fun night.
So she was talking about weeks ahead of time not doing it. She was talking about it weeks ahead of time not doing it, and she did it.
I'm just gonna say that episode was in our calendar months ahead of time. Yeah. So it was like looming over me the entire time where I knew, and I was like, I'm not eating anything. I'm not eating anything. I'm not eating anything. I'm not.
And Chewy says, yes, you are.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, Brandon, sorry. Sorry, continue, Brandon.
No,
Continue.
I thought it was a great segue because it was outlandish, it was interesting, but the beers were fantastic. The pairings were
Yeah.
actually pretty good because it's really tough because almost everything that's an insect tastes very bitter or earthy. But his beers
Yeah.
are wide ranging, but they tasted very good. And the things that, of course, Chewy's so creative, such a great culinarian, and did a great job with it. But yeah, I actually would love to segue. I can't believe you enjoyed it as much as I did. But it was a great night.
It's in my top 3 because I did it. That's why. I ate every single thing. I ate
You ate bugs.
grasshoppers. I ate
Yeah.
ants. I
Yeah, you did. You did it. And you did it like a champ.
Yep.
I was just like, I had to do it, and yeah. But that honestly was one of my favorite memories because I got to do that with you guys. Honestly, like I got to hang out with you guys, and like Chewy's amazing. I love Chewy, so I was like, I'm just gonna eat this, okay, really quick, mom. Okay, cool. Beer.
Your reaction
yeah.
made it so much fun. It was so much fun, man. That is really fun, and I'm glad you were a champ and did it. But
yeah,
Do you still taste those crickets?
yes,
I still feel like a little foot, like a little leg right here, bro.
The hard thing about insects is they're crunchy.
Yeah. They definitely add texture for sure.
Yeah.
So one of the more difficult things about eating bugs is that you can fucking tell they're bugs.
Yes. Yes.
So like you can kind of close your eyes and imagine something different if you're eating like a weird sausage or something, but you can't imagine that you're not eating a cricket when you're
Sounds
eating
like a prison memory for you.
Whoa.
If you're eating a sausage, you can just close your eyes and pretend it's something else.
The toughest one for me was the worm.
Yes.
It's a little pinchy on the top.
The sushi worm.
Yeah,
that was
me too.
Oh, it wasn't a tequila worm?
No, I would have had that no problem, bro. I would have been like, sass, done. But no, yeah,
great.
that was the toughest one. The other one, I was like, cool. I'm just gonna do it. Like, no problem. Yeah. I used to eat brains when I was a kid because my dad would put them in tacos for me. But yeah, the ants were a little much. The grasshoppers were a little much.
That taco
was
still very good because it had all the elements of taco plus this other thing you threw in as a protein.
Sure.
Why not?
It was the handmade tortillas. It was the handmade tortillas that did it. You always get me at the handmade tortillas. I'm like, oh, claro que sí voy a comer esto. Muchas gracias.
Okay.
Proof that you can eat shoe leather if you put it in the right wrapper. So for me, and I saw someone comment and said, oh, it was Matt Babino, of course. For me, number 2 is Ballast Point. This entire show was named really by them being sold to Constellation and Beer Night in San Diego, starting this little phrase, indie beer. And then all of us at the time, local podcasters and beer writers latching onto it. Then the Reader running an ad that somehow went, pseudo viral and had millions of views. This crazy, weird.
I'm sorry. I just saw Dan Diego's comment. Sesos con huevos.
Yes.
Do you guys know what sesos con huevos is?
I got the second half, but I don't understand sesos.
Huh?
Yes. So maybe I don't want to know. But
let's bring it up. Talk about it.
That's brains. That's brains with eggs. Brains with eggs.
Lovely. I love
it. Not Brian's with eggs.
Not Brian. By the way, every single person that screws up my email address has typed brain instead of Brian. When they're like, no, I'm getting it right. BRAIN. I'm like, no, you're not getting it right.
It's okay because I go from a noun to an adverb when people spell my name, so it's okay.
You are
able to do this now.
Yes.
Or are you able? Okay, all right.
For me, it was special to be able to welcome Ballast Point back to the indie beer side of the world.
Yeah.
And also, Colby's just a really great,
amazing guy.
Let's say a San Diego beer historian expert without even really knowing it. And we got into a few deep discussions, but most importantly, it was just the overall theme of like the full circle of their entire sale. And then like we even did a show in the middle when Cutwater was independent before they sold to API.
Yeah.
Had God dang it, I always forget his name, but the owner of Cutwater's input on the other side of the sale. We have a lot of friends that work there that
whatever she wants.
Fans of the sale. Then to go full circle for them to be purchased back into indie beer and to hear from Colby and other employees of Ballast Point that the new owners are really listening to them, the employees, and bringing back beer styles. It's really cool.
I will say this really quick. When I got to brew the beer and Brandon did on the phone as well.
Yeah, it sure was fun.
Yeah, the owners, like the actual owners were there and they were like, actually getting in there. And Kobe's like, Estela, I've never had owners brew a beer with me. He's like,
never.
This is amazing. Like these guys. And I'm like, those guys are like multimillionaires, right? And he's like, yep. And they were just here and they were just like, Estela, we want to talk to you, want to hang out. We want to go to Barrio with you. So Ballast Point actually was a featured brewery for the Mujeres class this past week. And they came with freaking fire. They were just like, here's 4 different beers for all the girls. And I'm just like, we usually only ask for 2 guys. And Jeff's like, nope, I brought 4. Let's go, Estela. And yes, one of them was watermelon Dorado. So yeah, he's like, I specifically brought this for you.
That was nice of them to do that. Yeah. But like even when they were on the show with us, they massively over-delivered. They sent us way too much beer. They gave us the beer buckets, beach towel. Yeah, and food. Like one of the few that was like, no, we're sending you a whole meal as well. But
Colby gets it.
Right? He does. He really does. So last wooden nickel. And
love you, Colby.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool if Colby was suddenly a contributor to San Diego Beer News? I wish that would happen soon.
Oh,
wow!
Wouldn't that be
forecasting?
Man,
vibes.
Put it out there. Put it out there, and it'll happen. Put it out there.
Manifest.
I have wood right here. I'm knocking on it right now. Doing it.
Abel, cut the second part off of that, please.
I feel you, Brandon. I got you. I got wood right now. We're leaving at that.
Whoa. Now we're in the after hours part of the show.
Y'all dirty.
No, Estella said it. That lady said it over there.
I'm knocking on a wooden table, you guys.
Hey, you said Armando's right next to you, so it's
cool. So our last wooden gift certificate for a pint at Latchkey is going to Mary Jane. Congratulations.
Hey!
Another patron wins. And it's time for another sticker giveaway.
Hello.
And because Abel called it, I am going to throw my pen again. Ooh, the bottom of the list. The bottom of the list is Jagus Vay. Jay, you won a sticker pack and hit me up at cheers@indie.beer. Give me your mailing address and I'll get those out to you in the next couple days.
We better see those stickers all over Vegas.
Right? Exactly. I'll send him a double. I'll send him a double. Double pack.
All over Jagus.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe big.
Thanks. Somebody just brought me another beer, guys.
That's rad.
We got a lot of listeners here.
Yeah, it's rad.
They're all coming in now.
Steven points out something very important, which is watermelon Dorado is the worst beer ever. You are correct. It's fine. It's a very polarizing beer.
It's been a coconut Dorado.
Right?
Okay.
Exactly.
Really quick, I'm going to tell you guys something that Jeff Lozano said to the class. He said when they came out with that beer, it outsold everything, even Sculpin. So if it's the worst beer, how does it do that? Huh? Go ahead. What? But they showed it with money. So
yes.
Get out of here.
It's awesome. we have to do a real giveaway. This will be for an ABV T-shirt.
I'm wearing one right
I
now.
want to play. I want to play.
Estella's
Okay,
wearing one
hold
right
on.
now.
I'm
This
like,
is
hold
a
on,
shirt
hold
that
on.
was designed by Liquor Store Mike. She's going to
Can
do
you
a
see
get a
it?
model. Yeah,
Wait.
turn around
Wait,
more.
can you see it?
There you go. Now we're talking. Right on. Thank you, Estella. That was great. Excellent modeling.
pretty
Excellent
great.
modeling. And yes, Steve and I agree. People are stupid, but that's okay.
Steven, come on.
Fun fact: San Diego Beer News logo, also Liquor Store Mike. That's
Hey,
All right.
yep.
Excellent.
So does
my
he
friend.
win the T-shirt?
No, he
What?
designed it. He already has
No,
one.
he designed it.
has one.
He already has one. He was like,
Okay.
but the winner of an ABB T-shirt, no kidding, Matt Knapp from the Perfect Pour.
Hi.
It's crazy that another podcast person won our podcast T-shirt, but whatever. He's a patron
That's
of the
pretty
show.
rad.
If
Yeah.
you guys are not familiar with the Perfect Pour, Pour, they are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They're about 350 episodes deep, maybe even a little deeper now. They've been around a lot longer than us. They are our counterparts in Fresno, and they do a great job up there. And Matt Knapp actually works for Tioga Sequoia up in Fresno, so it'll be.
Great bird.
I hope someday that we get an accidental picture of him wearing the shirt at the brewery. Wouldn't that be nice? So congrats, Matt. You just won an ABV T-shirt. Hit me up at cheers@indie.beer, and we will get you all signed up and get that out to you again in about a month. That's about how long it's taking for T-shirt fulfillment right now. And then we have come to the time where I have written down that we need to talk about the Mug Club past and future, but we already did. So we're going to do it real fast. For members of this year's Mug Club, which literally ended on 8/31 for this year's Patreon, if you were a member of the Mug Club, you will be receiving an actual 16-ounce mug that says, it's really fancy. It's got our logo and it says Mug Club member on it. It's really, really fancy. So will all the members of the show, by the way. I know you guys always are wondering whether you're getting one. Also, if you stay on or if you join the Mug Club this year and your third month of patronage, you will get a mug as well. So if you were a Mug Club last year and you're a Mug Club this year, you'll get two. And moving forward, as long as we are still recording remotely, all rewards will be physical. So if you are at the merch level, you'll get the mug, and you'll also get a $25 gift certificate to indie.beer/shop to buy any swag that you may want, and as an appreciation for your support.
And we are looking at different merchandise, guys. Don't think it's just what we have now. We're trying to get more merchandise, so we'll get there.
We have a
You know
couple of
what?
things coming.
Yeah.
Send in your suggestions if there's something you'd like to
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
Let us know. We're
First off,
Yeah, if you want to get one of Brandon's bottles, he's got tons of them in his house.
I'm open. You know what I actually look forward to is the day we can go back to doing like the bottle share thing with our patrons. That's going to be fun as hell because I love that part. And one time we had the bottle share with the patrons that I got to participate in. I loved it. So going back to what he said, I'm down. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's have some parties with our friends when we can. I'm looking forward to it.
Like as soon as possible.
More than anybody.
Yeah, as soon as things are safe, we're on that. Garen suggests banana hammocks.
No.
Can I model for that one?
No.
No.
Damn it! All right, Garen, I tried.
What do you think of this brand? Coconut bras.
Yes, totally. I'm very into it. I'm very into it. So last giveaway is a patron only, and it is for a TIBS T-shirt, which is our original logo. The shirt is being modeled by Brandon, and it's also hanging behind Abel currently. Yes, so we got to get in. Sorry, Brandon, you have to do that again. That was very good.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Hey.
Wait, how'd you guys swap?
There's a lot of buttons. There. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better?
Beat me up, Scotty.
By the way, yes, it's a lot to control everything and do everything sometimes, especially live. It happens. But the winner is Captain Eli. First off,
hell yeah.
One of the greater names. Also, in this weird-ass coincidence, he was part of the Quaff meeting that I spoke to last night in the
Nice.
same type of format virtually. So congratulations.
Coincidence, huh?
Yeah, fully
Mhm.
random. Congratulations, Captain Eli. So speaking of patrons, we couldn't possibly do this show without the support of currently 52 amazing humans. And yes, that means we've got a few new ones if you guys are keeping score. But tonight, I'm going to do something a little special. All patrons are getting recognized regardless of level of contribution to our
I
show.
love it.
It takes every level. So we've got 4 levels. We've got Splash, $1.25 a week. That gets you early access to episodes. We've got Pint, $6 a week. That gets you this shout out that I'm about to do. We have the Mug Club, $12.50 a month. That gets you a mug. And then we have merchandise level at $30, which gets you a $25 gift certificate to our store. Also, if you can join at any level at an annual membership, meaning that you pay for the entire year up front. If you do that, you get a 9% discount, which works out to 1 month for free. Basically, there's a tax thing in there, but it's close to 1 month for free. So our new freaking patrons, first off, Joaquim Quirez, the president of Quaff.
Hi.
Also,
Nice.
El Presidente.
El Presidente. Also, our first annual membership. He was the first person that went the annual membership route.
Joaquin, muchas gracias.
Yes,
friend.
exactly. And then right behind him, who's also listening right now, Jared Rowley became the second person to join an annual membership. So thank you, Jared.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers, Jared. I mentioned it earlier, but David Martin, former producer of the show, became a patron again. And that is just amazing. Ben, who we mentioned, invented the Societe pun, but also he upped his pledge to honor Larry and to thanks Garrett, and thanks to Garen for taking the lead. So thank you, Ben, for increasing your support in honor of Larry, which is just amazing. And
in general, but that's very nice.
exactly. He's a very, very awesome guy. So the rest, Alex Pena, Bill Benzel, who I think is listening, Brian Captain Eli, Casey Grounds, Chris Bush, Craft Beer Ray, Dan Diegos, who's definitely listening, Don Frioli from Pariah, Doug from Quaff, who was also there present yesterday, Garen Varner, who we've mentioned many times, but his official tagline is Garen with Beer Alien. If you don't know, Garen also writes for the Beer Alien website. Go check out his work there.
And
Greg Nagel.
And his girlfriend's amazing. Hi, Sarah. Anyway,
there you go. Greg Nagel, who was part of the Four Brewers podcast. What up, Greg? Right now, he's taking care of himself. He's had a little issues and had to take a break from drinking. So, congrats to you for self-care. By the way, don't be afraid to take a break from drinking beer.
Yeah.
It will help your health.
That's dumb.
Please take a break. Greg from Stone.
Cheers.
The Hitty Beer Show COVID-19 pandemic socially distancing Doorball LLC. Thanks to Greg and Maggie for making me read that. Hoppy Crest podcast.
Brian,
yes, sir.
Can I suggest something? I would love to see Maggie change up every week the long thing you have to say. I'm sure she'd be
calling you out, Maggie. Calling you out.
She's actually on her way here. She's actually on her way here right now.
Well, she better be listening right now.
I will. Yeah.
She better be listening.
They're drinking Mai
If
Tais
she has
at
to hear
Bali
things
High.
like Zorball, then she better be around to hear it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Making me read it. Jay Escobar, James Ramsey, Jason Parr, Jess from Ale Tales, Joseph Tortor, who won a wooden nickel and a sticker pack, John Allegretti, Joey from Hoppy Beer Gear, Juan Dorado, who is married to Casey Grounds, Judith Downey, who the beer historian, she's awesome, Kenneth Learman, honorary patron for life, Larry Smith.
Love you, Larry. Love you.
Liz Hopbauer from Hofbauer, Matt and Candace Babineau, who are just the biggest on earth. Matt Knapp from The Perfect Pour, who won an ABV shirt. Miguel Loza, Mike Tomasulo, who goes by the Ill Rev when he is announcing roller derby. Mr. Peacock from Tapcraft. Mike Sahagan, who's listening. Nathaniel Webster, Nick Horace, Norman Carmichael, OC Brew Girl, who won stuff tonight. And
Duck Goose.
Oleg, I love you, and I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. Pacific Beer Chat, our friends in Canada, who we are going to work out a collaboration show with soon. Queso. Remember Queso?
Queso.
We love you, buddy. Robert from 13 Point, Rudy from Jolly Spaceship, who was listening earlier, Sergio Nigos, The Perfect Pour, Three Frogs Beer Co., and the greatest pun in patron history, Vegas. Yay! We could not possibly do this show without fans. Otherwise, we would just be talking to ourselves. While fun, not cool. So
that's my
thank you.
6.5 days a week.
Right? But my greatest joy was when I found out that someone other than my family listened to my show. No, just kidding. We really appreciate your support. If you guys, again, if you're interested, check out Patreon. It changed a little bit. It doesn't matter. It'll come up next month for you guys when you go to renew your pledges if you want to. No pressure. We totally understand if you can't. It's amazing that the support we receive from you guys. You guys are amazingly generous to us, and we really appreciate it. If you want to reach us, though, we're at cheers@indie.beer. That's a real freaking website. Speaking of indie.beer, that is our main website. We're at Indie Beer Show in Twitter and the Indie Beer Show in Insta and Facebook. If you want to someone broke our streak, by the way, of the voicemails. So next week we will have a voice. I can't play it. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
They called, but we were already on the air. And so it takes some production to be able to play it within the realm.
Next week's guest is going to think we're so freaking legit.
Right? Exactly. We're going to have
it's a good kickoff for season 3.
Right? But if you do want to leave us a voicemail, that's 619-798-6038. And before we go, let's just try to see if this even works. I don't know that it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We made
I will remember you.
Oh,
Is that Beach Grease?
that's
Beach
Beach
Grease.
Grease.
Yes, this is the history
Hey,
show.
look, there's me.
Hey.
Will you
Remember when we recorded at Waypoint?
Black Bag. Yeah. Rest in peace.
The Duck Duck Show. Oh, that beer. So good.
Dope.
Yeah, we really need music to this.
Hey.
So by the way,
Savage Wood collab.
By the way, there's music on my side, and
Yes.
that's the problem that
GABF.
playing it. Yes, indeed.
Ooh, that's that rabbit hole. Aww. Home.
No, we're up. You got it.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh.
Abel's
Hey, that was
sound?
me again.
What happened?
Black Lives Matter.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ, computer. This. Wow. Anyways, the fun of live. So for those listening, if you can hear my voice.
Hey, that's
Look
us.
at us. That's a
Yeah.
GABF.
Why can you use that photo for our profile? Why do I have to use the one with my tongue sticking out?
own.
I can change it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
Aw. Look
that
at us.
The giggles. Ah, damn it, giggles.
Capcraft. Capcraft.
Societe.
Woo, Societe.
Oh my God.
Oh, Chris.
Aw, El Presidente.
Arriba.
Oh my God.
Oh, these guys.
Yes. all the beers. Oh, women's
so
show.
jealous.
Women's show.
Women show.
Stupid gonads.
Yes. If we had less balls, maybe we would have been there.
Hey, look, it's Chris again.
Hey,
No, we're the other Chris.
Hi, Chris.
The other Chris.
So,
That was a great drinking show. Remember when we were there? Greg from
Oh.
Hey.
that was one of my favorite. The game
yeah.
that was so fun. This was one of our bottle shares at Tabcraft.
The aftermath.
Was
Yes.
really cool. Yeah, exactly. The beer garden. Some people having fun.
GABF.
Oh,
Hey.
God, my roommate's got to be in this photo.
I'm sorry. The
Yes,
aforementioned O'Brien show.
O'Brien's show.
Burning
Look
beer.
at that. Look at that. Mr.
Yes.
Whitaker. Hello.
We had-
Sometimes I know. It's
we had
a
a
lot,
lot
of
of
fun.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
One of the
Ooh.
greatest moments in our history.
Brandon.
Yes.
Being with
Brandon
Beer
looks sexy in
That
that
was
photo.
a beer release. That was a beer release at home.
Yeah, during Beer Week.
Mission
The,
Valley
Mission
Craft
Valley.
Beer and Food
Hey,
Fest.
I'm
Hey. Mission Valley. Oh no, that's
No,
GABF.
JBF.
GABF
With
as
more
well.
people.
Yeah.
And more GABF. There's a lot of
GABF.
GABF in this slideshow. And like I said, there's wonderful music on my side. I wish you guys
Women's show. Women's show.
Let's see. Can you do this?
San Diego history of beer.
Yep.
Ah,
At Latchkey.
rad.
Oh, why are we so
Rumors.
mad? Oh my God, we're so mad. Oh, that was women's show
Damn,
at
yeah.
Waypoint.
So
Yeah.
we were,
That was Machete with Insurgente.
yes, indeed.
Ah,
That was the first show.
That was the very first show. The very first show,
wow.
the game show.
Hey, game show. CCBA
guys.
in Long
Ian
Beach.
Cheeseman. Oh,
CCBA
Lord.
in Long Beach, guys.
And you were wearing the same shirt as Stella.
That was Calabapalooza.
Hey,
Oh,
I remember
apparently that one's in there
Hey,
too.
there's Sexy Brandon again.
Hey.
Indeed. And
There's a photo. Hey.
famous tongue out GABF photo, man.
Is that? Oh, that's Rhythm and Brews.
And
Oh.
My boy.
so that last
I like
frame,
that ending shot. That worked
if you
for me.
didn't if you didn't recognize him, that was Larry Smith,
That was Larry.
who is an honorary patron for life, and we will miss for the rest of the time. But
Yeah.
we can't end sad because
Nope.
that's not what we do. We got to get into our number ones. Let's start with Estella, your number one moment from this year at the Indie Beer Show.
So it's between two, but it's not a tie. It's not a tie, guys.
It's two, but it's not a tie.
So it should probably be a tie. It's GABF because I got to go with all of you guys, which was amazing. But the first anniversary where we got to drink with our patrons, with our friends at Tapcraft Studios, that to me was the best. Honestly, like there was way too many beers had, and I can't wait to fucking do it again. Honestly, like let's go.
Yeah.
It was just a great show because I feel that when our friends are there, they're not just our patrons, they're not just our listeners, they're our friends. Honestly, these are the people that I drink with every time I go out and I run into people and stuff, and it's just like they're just my family. They're my beer family. So cheers to all of you guys. So thank you. And by the way, I'm drinking this beer that
Oh yes, it is Sour Wench, Garen.
Oh, I thought that was a watermelon.
no. And I'm gonna say Brandon gave me this, so thank you very
It is
much,
Sour
Brand.
Wench.
Hey!
Although you're holding victory at sea, Brandon.
Oh, well, it was our wench.
That's all right. So why don't we go to you, Mr. Hernandez? Your number one moment for you in TIBS season 2.
First off, I can't wait for her realization to come true. That'd be great for everyone to be together and drinking beer and having a fun
Yes.
time, and all of us be together with our patrons. It was the best. But my number one is not a tie. I mean, it's
I'm only
selfish.
allowed to do that.
No, you
It's
just
super,
pointed.
it's super selfish, but I will say that it's kind of funny because all the 4 that I had in my top, my 2 and 3, the 4 people I had in there, the 4 episodes I had were all based on having people around. And I've really, really enjoyed having this StreamYard thing happening where we can be interacting with people all the time, have comments coming down and do it. It's been amazing. But even so, there's nothing that can really replace just having people interacting and things like that. That said, this platform has provided that. Things haven't been so great being stuck in the house, but my number one is the San Diego Beer News Show. When I was talking about starting a new business and doing all of that, we had so many people on at one time that it almost felt like you were hanging out in real life, in real time.
Totally.
And we all just started just riffing and talking and doing whatever we were doing and drinking, and it felt like being at a bar. And it was the best. And of course, I loved all the positive reinforcement I got on what I was doing and the support. But really, it was just like, it was the closest thing I've come to in 6 months to being around people that I loved and cared for and have something in common with, and I loved it. So that was my favorite moment of last year because it brought back what we want this thing to be into this new it's not the new normal. The new normal is what we haven't seen yet, but to this current normal.
It's our normal now. Yeah.
Yes,
It's our current
yeah.
normal. Yes. Absolutely.
Exactly. But I want a bottle share with
Cheers,
this one.
friend. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers with
Yes.
my victory at sea. Damn it. So close.
Awesome. It was totally awesome, but it's really cool. So, Abel, how about you, sir?
So it's pretty much almost like the opposite of what Brandon said.
Because I'm smart.
So just basically us making that change and going the direction of going to the video concept of this. I mean, we could have been doing this in the beginning before COVID, and it could have been great. But but now that people are at home and they can't go out, they get a chance to see us on in a personal level. Like, they know what we look like. They can interact with us, like Brandon said. And then, we got Greg Cook on from Stone. I don't think that would ever happen if we weren't doing a video.
I don't think they want to see us, though.
Hey, I wear my outfits for a reason, so people can see me. Okay, but I'm serious on this. It's like the fact that we were able to adapt and change in the environment and make things still work and still give people the love for craft and still get people involved, like the breweries, because the breweries are having a hard time trying to get people to buy their beers because there's no, dining in, there's no, hanging out and having a beer. They have to get the beer and go. So it's like we're giving that opportunity for these breweries to come on our show, to get to the local public, and then get to do what we want to do too. Brandon come up with his funny names on a show, me come up with my outfits, and then Estella just being at some random place every fucking and then your cat jumping on your back, Brian. It's been fun. So that is my favorite moment so far in season 2. Not in the year, but it's in season 2 where we were able to adapt and change and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah.
And that
cheers, friends.
Perfectly rolls into my number one, which was having Greg from Stone on. As someone who's been air quotes outsider to craft beer as far as like media levels concerned for most of my blogging and podcasting career, I was convinced that Greg was never going to be on our show, even though he made public statements he was going to be on the show. He sent us messages.
He said it to me multiple times.
He told Brandon he would be on the show. He told me in private messages and Instagram and other social media things that we would work it out, but it just never seemed to work out for a year and a half with just the in and outs of his schedule and our schedule and just he had a very complicated life, obviously. And as Abel pointed out, when we switched to StreamYard, it became convenient enough for
something else.
Not only for people that we can't normally connect with, but also people outside our area. As you've seen, we've had a series of shows that were stretching our umbrella of indie beer show.
Well, if we had this show on during when we had Goat Patch from Denver,
it would have been so much better.
Do you remember how much audio shit that we had to try to maneuver to get them on the phone?
We had a phone taped to a headphone speaker.
Exactly.
We should invite them again, you guys.
I'm saying, that's a pretty good idea, actually. Is to redo that. It was very difficult to pull that off. So, Garen, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about bad news as we're ending the show. I agree, it's a horrible thing.
It's the worst.
Hey, Garen, I saw your message. You're awesome. Thank you. I'm in.
Yes. So to our patrons, to our fans, to our friends, to our family, cheers to all of you. Yes, all the way up. We love you. We can't do the show without you. We're incredibly appreciative of your support. Here's the 2 years of the Indie Beer Show. The next time you will see us, it will be season 3.
Woo!
You've been listening to the Indie Beer Show. For Brandon, Estella, Abel, and myself, I'm Brian.
Bye.
Have a great day.